Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. It's Tuesday, December 27th. Traffic was killer, but I made it to work.
Dennis, did you see this hat? This is a new hat. It's still a Yankee hat, but it's no longer brown.
Yeah.
Is official color.
It's official. That's why the traffic was sucked, because he's been waiting to go buy that hat.
Look at the whites. The whites
the
are
old one
whiter.
had some.
The whites are whiter. The blue
Haircut
is
looks
bluer.
good, too. Oh, wait, he didn't get a haircut.
Yeah, all right.
I love
No, the
this.
old one is in bad shape. But,
Yes, it was.
All right. So we got college basketball today, Tuesday, December 27th. A short slate here. On my own time, I did actually look at this this card, so I do have some opinions. And we're also joined with Jeff from BMOC
Big man.
who's had some nice opinions for us over the past bunch of shows. Mike Brenner, what do you have for us Tuesday, December 27th?
Well, first and foremost, want to welcome Big Man onto the show and thank him for filling in yesterday. Did a great job. I'm anxious to hear his breakdown. I don't see a whole lot of stuff, Pistol Pete, but I've got two spots I like. First and foremost, I'm going to take Minnesota on the first half at home against Michigan State. Now, Tom Izzo is still playing around with that lineup. He's not, convinced that he has the right formula. And I think Richard Pitino, starting to really find his groove with that team. I don't think their record at 12-1 is a fluke. And I think at home, I think their momentum early is where they're going to get it, because Michigan State typically starts slow. And with Izzo, playing around with that lineup, Pistol Pete, I got a feeling first half's going to be a cover. What is the best shop line?
-3,
Damn, I
-114.
like it.
Now let's go to Big Man. What do you like from the small card?
Yeah, real quick, Mike, with Michigan State, that's a great play. Richard Pitino threw out a press last week. They may throw out a press tonight against a freshman point guard from Michigan State. I like that play.
Yep.
First pick for me, I'm going to go with Northwestern, -2.5 against Penn State. First conference game for the Wildcats here, but they've covered 16 of 23 on the road as Chris Collins' team. Played really good offensively this year. Defensively, been very good as well, giving up just 63.5 points a game. Already have some good wins this year over Wake, Texas, Dayton. I really like this Northwestern team. They played some good basketball early on. They're looking like a tournament team out of the Big Ten. And, the thing about Penn State, they like to run out and get in transition. Against Northwestern, it's going to be tough. Northwestern has very good guards. They're a good transition defense team. They're going to force Penn State to play in the half court. I don't think that's something Penn State's built to do. I've seen this Penn State have some bad losses. I mean, they've lost to George Mason, Albany, just some poor losses this year. I think this is a game where Northwestern, the first conference game of the year, kind of a nice assignment here. This isn't a very good Penn State team. I think at 3 o'clock Eastern, which is when this game is played, crowd's not going to be a big factor in this game right after Christmas. I like Northwestern to go in and get a solid double-digit victory here against the Lions.
All right, 2.5 -106.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about this, Big Man? Because my dad always said the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. Do you think there's any way that Penn State might pick up a little energy, a little momentum for the fact that their football team, all right, is coming up on a big bowl game? They're having a really, really good season. Sometimes it translates into different departments as far as in the college with other sports. I've seen it in the past. I just have. Do you think at all that factors into this?
Unfortunately, no, not for this program. This program has always kind of been second fiddle in Penn State. They've never had you have to look at their games. I mean, no one goes to their games seemingly. No, I don't think this school does. Some other schools, I think they will.
And again, the only stupid question, right, Pistol Pete, is the one you don't ask.
No, there's definitely stupid questions that people do ask, but that wasn't necessarily one of them. All right, and that was one I was leaning towards Northwestern, Penn State on the under, actually.
What's that sitting at?
141.5. So I'll give that one 141.5 -108. Both these teams can be higher scoring, but they've also been under trenders on the year. And basically, I think that the spot and the matchup, they'll be a little bit conservative. What do you think about that?
Yeah, what do you think of that, Big Man?
No, I actually like that. Like I said, I don't think Penn State can operate in the half court, and I think Northwestern's going to ugly it up. They're going to make it a pretty low-scoring game and kind of force Penn State to hit jump shots, and I don't think they're very good at doing that.
Okay. The last time the three of us convened and talked about a total, it was with college football, and it was yet again another victory. We had Hawaii and Middle Tennessee State. That damn thing, they killed it. So that's why I was asking what you thought of this total, because I might have to jump on board because that car's going to the friggin' bank.
I'll tell you what, college basketball total schedules are much harder than college football.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Pistol, what's your thoughts on that?
On what?
Basketball being a little tougher than college football
Well, there's
totals.
definitely a lot more volatility in
right.
basketball, in my opinion. Though I haven't done a statistical study on that, but no, I'd say there. It depends on how you analyze it. Depends on. I'm pretty good at college totals as well, or less shitty at
Pistol
college
Pete,
totals.
what do you
All right.
got for us?
Well,
today?
I have that one, and then do you have another one, or is that
I've got
it?
one other.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going with another first half. All right. I'm a Shaka Smart fan. I just am. I like the guy's coaching style, and he's got Texas believing. All right, they had a couple tight losses at Michigan and then against Arkansas on a neutral court. I like the fact that their schedule's been tough. Kent State, they got some really good quality there, but I think it's going to open up early. I think Texas will just get this thing running, earlier than later, and I think it's going to be a big double-digit lead at halftime. What would be the best shop line, Pistol Pete, on those Texas Longhorns?
-8, -108.
Ooh, any thoughts on that, big man?
Yeah, I'm not a particularly huge fan of Texas. I hate this program.
Uh-oh.
But I do want to say in this game, I think it's going to be tough for Kent State to score. They have a really good player, Jimmy Hall. He's big. He won't be able to filter the offense through him. I think they're going to struggle. I think this is actually a pretty good matchup for Texas, but they seem to always play down to their opponents. So I'm not really sure, but yeah, I would lean that way if I had to.
Okay,
All right,
Pistol,
you have
what are your
another-
thoughts on that?
I didn't have time to look at that one, but my sense is, well, actually, I did have time to look at it. I have no opinion as of yet. It's it's kind of a high line. I'm going to look into it more, but
And I
no
think it
opinion as
opened
of
and then moved up a couple points too,
yet.
if I'm
Opened at
correct.
13, up
Yeah.
to 14.
Okay.
Big man, do you have a second pick for us, or is that it?
Yeah, I've one other pick. I'm gonna hold my nose and go with Syracuse -19.5 against Cornell. Look, Syracuse is off of what was said to be the worst home loss in Jim Boeheim. I'm sorry. I always have a tough time with his name, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a
why.
tough time with the
Boeheim.
guy himself. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his either. But bad loss. They lost 93-60 to St. John's, and I'll tell you what, this St. John's team isn't very good.
No, Chris Mullen even said he thought he said he couldn't believe the way that they beat them down.
Yeah, that's a bad loss. Now you're back at home though, after able to kind of thinking about it a little bit. They're playing a team in Cornell that's 3-8. They're not separated by very far distance here. Kind of the big leagues against the little league here. Defensively, Syracuse has been good. They have lost 5 of 8. Keep in mind, look at the losses. Other than St. John's, they were all against blue blood programs. Against the non-conference kind of cupcakes they have handled this year. Cornell's had issues defending teams, 78.6 points a game they've given up. And they're coming off a West Coast trip that they had to play 3 games in 4 nights. So you have to think maybe Cornell's a little bit tired here. I'm sure they'll give their best effort. But you look at the last couple of years, they've managed just not even score 50 points against Syracuse. I think Syracuse is going to come out pissed off. I think they're going to come out focused. I think they're going to come out and win this pretty handily. I just, off that loss, I got to think Boeheim, who took full responsibility for that loss, I think he comes out and he actually said this is his best team in a long time earlier this year. I don't know.
Well, education's optional when you play for him.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure it is. But for me, I'm going to think that they focus and right the ship today. Cornell, 3-8. I think they get handled here.
All right, 19.5 -115 or -20 -106. Which would you prefer?
I'll take 19.
Why not a first half on that? Because, with them being pissed off, again, just the thought. What do you...
Well, that's a good point, Mike. I don't know. I guess I just kind of want to. I think it's going to be an overall quality effort. I don't know. First halves, I'm not. I'm going to let you handle the first half.
Okay, I got you, buddy.
I was also thinking about under there, although
What's that sitting at, Pistol?
144.5 or 145. Both these teams have been higher scoring this year, but in general, I'd be thinking about an under in this spot. What do you think about that, big man?
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at what Cornell's done over the last couple of years against Syracuse. I mean, they've scored, 40,
very low scoring
46 and 44 points. So, yeah. I mean, listen, Boeheim said defense was brutal. They gave up 93 points. Of course, it was bad. They need to ratchet it up on the defensive end against a bad underperforming team. They should be able to hold them to 50 points.
All right, I'll take the Heritage line on that one, which is
There we go.
145.
Pulling that trigger, baby.
145 -110. All right. Do you have anything else, Mike Brenner?
Nope, that's it. Two
Okay.
solid ones.
2 from
Texas
you.
first half and Minnesota first half.
Okay, 2 from each of us. Hopefully we'll have another winning day. That's the college basketball show for December 27th. We'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday card.
And you know that Thursday, all right, Big Man will be back with us also. So Tuesdays and Thursdays for the Odds Couple college basketball, make sure you tune in. Big Man on Campus is with us.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.